Mudryk takes over. Mudryk's through. Mudryk round the goalkeeper. Oh, it's fantastic. Mikhailo Mudryk.
Cole Palmer, time to smash it.
Mudryk takes over.
Chukwuemeka, lovely shimmy, brilliant. Strong turn from Jackson into Palmer. That's brilliant. Oh, Cole Palmer. We know he's got the pace.
Madueke's in the middle. So shall Felix.
Strong turn.
Alrighty, so hello everyone. Thanks for joining today. Very great to have you all here today. Now I'm gonna share the screen. Just give me a sec. Alrighty, is the voice clear? Alrighty, so I'm Haley from TM Senior Headquarters, and I'll be your host for these short sessions. And after me, gonna be Karen. So whether you're tuning from like Malaysia, Thailand, or just like next door, a big welcome. So just get comfy and let's have a quick, easy chat about like who TM Gym is and what we've been up to and why traders around the world chose us. So yeah, so TM Gym stands for like TradeMax Global Markets, and we are an Aussie broker, absolutely. So we're right here in Sydney, and we now got like clients in over 200 regions offering like over 100 trading products from Forex and metals to crypto and US stocks. So our monthly trading volume hit around 830 billion USD. So we've got offices in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Canberra, and even Cyprus. So it's been a while, right? Like what's kept us growing in one simple goal is to make global trading accessible for everyone. So just gonna quick run through the timeline. Like we kick off in 2013 with our ASIC license, and by 2014 we've already winning awards. So in 2018 we expanded into Melbourne, Adelaide, and Philippines. And 2019, which was a very big one, over 100K clients, and our Taiwan office launched. So by 2020, we've rebranded to TM Gym, partner with Tennis Australia, and popped up with Australian Open. So in 2021, we team up with tennis champ and football legend Buffon. That's when TM Gym really hit the global stage. So just gonna fast forward. 2023 was massive. We become official partner of Chelsea, sponsored J-Cho's World Tour, and ranked third globally by trading volume. And now in 2025, we're still going strong. Over 500 billion USD traded in Q1, and our third year with Chelsea has just kicked off. So it's just like all about TM Gym for these short sessions. And what makes us stand out, like definitely we are fully licensed ASIC, VFSC, FSC, so clients trade with confidence. And we offer top tier trading conditions, tight spreads, fast execution, and 24/7 customer support. And our trading center gives traders insight, analysis, and live market updates. Basically, we build a platform that's simple, fast, and made for everyone. So just gonna go back to the other event of TM Gym. So one thing I love about TM Gym is not about like numbers. We've got heart too. So in 2022 and 2023, we partner with the Great Barrier Reef Foundation for the Safara Dinner, a charity event supporting ocean conservation, which is a social responsibilities. And now a bit of fun to wrap up. So it's going to be our webinar special promotion from November 10th to 28th, definitely MT4 time. So if you are in Southeast Asia or those regions, you can earn cash back by trading. So minimum deposit is like $300. Trading volume start with 5 lots, and you will definitely get $50 cash back. And maximally you can do 5K USD and trade with 50 lots, and then you'll get 500 USD. So that's pretty straightforward. Trade, earn, and enjoy the rewards. So now I'm gonna introduce Karen, our analysis today. I'm gonna start post here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Haley. So let me just start the presentation right now. So if you have joined us right now, welcome. And if you have any questions, feel free to write it in the chat. Okay. So this presentation will be a practical guide to Forex sentiment analysis, and it will help you master the psychology behind price movements. Okay. So the Q&A, by the way, will be at the end of the whole session. So I'll answer all your questions at the end of the session. Okay. So feel free to type up any questions that you have. So a bit of intro about me if you don't know what I'm about, my experience. So I've been ranked number 1 in the Singapore Nationwide Trading Championship, representing my uni. This is my uni and TU. Okay. And then I also wrote a book, graduated with a banking and finance degree. Okay. Because my mom, this is my mom, okay, she's also an investor. And then my dad is also a full-time stock investor. So the moment I was born into a family of stock investors. So I just kind of like followed their footsteps. Okay. And then these are some of the media features, advertisements, then radio feature, then TV documentary feature with, I think this one is Warner Bros. A few years ago. And then I've been a speaker in mainly Singapore, but also overseas, Thailand, Malaysia, and then also Hong Kong. So if you have came to my talk before, thank you so much. It's free, so hopefully you learn something from it. And also, I've been regularly speaking at hedge fund events these few years, where I shared the stage with some portfolio managers and also hedge fund managers. And no matter where you are in life, I believe that's important to keep learning. So when I go to these events, even though I'm speaking, but at the same time, when other speakers they share their experience, I also try to note down in my brain. You know what I'm saying? And then I also spoke for a couple of brokers, CGS, CIMB, Momo, and also City Index. So which is quite recent. Hopefully, the Momo one is quite recent too. So hopefully you enjoyed the sessions. And yeah, all these are free too. So I try to give back as much as I can. Okay. So why sentiment analysis in Forex trading now? Because I come from a finance background, also went to a few trading floors, okay, back then in my school days. And I talked to all these hedge fund managers, hedge fund traders, and I realized all of them have one thing in common. No matter whether they are from Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, they all have one thing in common is that they try not to rely on technical analysis entirely. Okay, where's my pointer? Oops. So sorry. Let me redraw that, okay? Okay, this technical analysis. So for the retail traders that you see online, really love technical analysis, right? Because first thing first, these kind of videos, they are popular. So when creators go onto the platform, they see that it's popular, they'll make more technical analysis videos. And hence, when new traders, they go onto YouTube, they see, why there's so many technical analysis videos. It must be the most important thing since everybody's talking about it. Not so much because it just gets views. Okay? So you gotta remove all that hype from your brain and go down to the raw details. What do the pros focus on? And that is sentiment analysis. And the bigger picture would be fundamental analysis. I would categorize sentiment analysis under fundamental analysis, intermarket analysis under fundamental analysis, because I don't want to make you confused. Okay, so partly also why 90% of traders lose money is because they only focus on this. The problem with focusing on TA, I also use TA. I love technical analysis too. Okay, but I don't rely entirely on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
hi, Karen. Sorry to interrupt you. Can you please also share the screen? I think we can't see your screen currently.
you're not able to see my PowerPoint.
Yeah, can you please share the screen?
Are you able to see my PowerPoint now?
Oh, yeah, yeah, lovely. Thank you so much.
So just now was I showing you the PowerPoint?
And now it's showing. Yeah, thank you.
No, just
Nice.
now from the point I started talking until now.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, now it's showing, but it's all right. Thank you.
I mean, from the time I started talking until now, did you see on my PowerPoint all this?
No, we just started to see the plot points now.
Oh no no no! Then do I
Yeah.
start all over again, or
Do you mind just
or
like showing through the slides and then we can jump to the slide 4 as well?
slide 4? So guys, I'm so sorry. I think I remember clicking on the screen. Maybe I did not. Okay, but it's okay. So this was the first few slides that I showed you. My experience. Okay, rank number 1 in trading championship, and then my finance degree, the radio features, then the media features, as well as the book that I wrote over here. Okay, let me just repeat what I said roughly just now. These are the talks that I've made both in Singapore and also overseas. Okay, and then these are the hedge fund events that I've spoken at. Okay, as well as the brokerage events that I talked to you about just now. All right, so I hope you took note of what I said just now because it's just a small point. Okay, just take note of this. 90% of traders lose money because they focus on technical analysis only and also ignoring other things. Okay, so the three analysis types we are going to talk about today is sentiment combined with technical and fundamental analysis. So later I'll share with you how you can combine both sentiment and technical analysis so that you can find market potential turning points. Okay. So the one critical edge that you can take home today is this skill called sentiment analysis. Now I've never taught this before on my YouTube channel. If you have followed my YouTube channel, I have taught sentiment before, but today there would be a new indicator that I've never taught you before. Okay. So this is what hedge fund traders focus on: sentiment analysis, as well as intermarket analysis, as well as fundamental analysis. These are the three pillars that they use to generate trade ideas. Whereas where does technical analysis come in? It only comes in when they want to find better entry points. But to generate an idea to put into the watch list, it will be these three pillars. Okay, you see the difference? Idea, big picture idea, then look at TA to enter. Okay, so if you are new, you haven't watched my sentiment analysis videos, let me do a quick intro. What is Forex sentiment analysis? To put in simple terms, okay? By the way, if you guys can't see my slide again, let me know. I don't want to repeat the whole thing again, okay? It measures market mood. Simple as that. But when you go down to the details, it would be slightly more complicated. So I would put it into a very simple term for you. Okay. So there are three types of mood in the market. Okay. First one, risk averse pessimistic, meaning people are fearful. There's a lot of fear in the market. Okay. And then you have the undecided, confused state. To put in simple terms, neutral state. Okay. And then the so-called optimistic stage where people are greedy. Now, because just now, like I mentioned, I studied finance in uni. So I studied all this for about 3 years, and my professor constantly mentioned about this term. Okay. Risk on as well as risk Now, I don't want to confuse you. If you are a beginner, just think of a switch. Okay, just think of a switch to help you remember things better. Think of a switch that you can turn. Okay, so when you turn,
Hey May. So I think Karen has been dropped out a little bit. She's disconnecting. Sorry guys. I think speaker Karen, she gonna take some time to reconnect a little bit. So for this while, if you got like any questions, you can just like pop up, drop to the chat box. Any question about like Karen has been mentioned, or any questions about the brokers, about TM gyms. I'm here. I'm happy to answer any Q&A. You can just like drop up to the chat box. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so Zach asked like which currency really survive in undecided, confused settlement environments. So basically, like in this like confused market settlements, safe haven currencies like usually hold up best. Mainly it's like USD, JPY, and CHF because like investors prefer like stabilities when direction is unclear. So they hold up well because traders prefer like stability when the direction is very unclear. Okay. Let me see another questions. Yes. Yeah, yeah. If you're from Bangladesh, you will be welcome to use TMGM, and like all the deposits methods will be able to be used. So I got a few questions pop up. Yeah, so when you mentioned about like SGD, will that be considered a safe currencies? Yes, but to some extent, like I'm not really familiar with this specific topics, so I'm gonna leave these two questions from these two questions I'm gonna leave to Karen as well. Yes. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna repeat. It's USD, JPY, and also CHF. These three are very safe currencies, if I can answer your questions. No worries at all. No worries. And okay. So just in the meanwhile, our mics are muted by the host. Just wanted to be safe. I didn't unmute by accidentally. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think all except the hosts, everyone is unmuted.
Okay, let me check something real quick. Is my
Okay.
camera on?
Okay, no worries.
Okay, you can see my screen now.
Oh, Karen, you're back. I think you're still connecting.
Okay, you can see my screen now.
Still not.
So were you able to see my slides just now?
No.
No.
It's still showing black. Yeah. Yeah, now we can see.
Okay. So
Okay.
just now the slides, were you able to see it?
Now we can see your browser.
Okay. The slides just now, were you able to see it? See it?
No.
This slide.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
now when I was explaining this.
Yeah. The retail sentiments. Yeah. Now we are on the page. We can see on the page. Yeah.
Okay. So
All
let me
right.
continue. Okay, let me continue on this. Where was I just now? Okay. So like I said, 75%, right? 75%. You want to look for extreme levels. Extreme levels. Now, even though this currency, okay, extreme long, but then it's not a liquid currency, so trying to trade all the illiquid currencies, the exotic pairs, okay, because exotic pairs, because of the low liquidity, they tend to be more volatile and also less predictable. Okay, so let me move on to broker sentiment. So just now the website, take note of this, is myfxbook.com. myfxbook.com. So if you can't find it, you can just type in Google myfxbook market sentiment, Forex sentiment. Then it's going to come up. Okay. And it's updated regularly every single day. And this is the most recent data, you see? The prices are moving right now. Okay. So next thing you can look at is broker sentiment. Now, this is a compilation of traders who are trading with various brokers and what positions they are taking. So what you can do is that you can pick the currency that you are trading and then refer accordingly. So again, I'll go to the website. If you can't see, let me know too. Yep, this is the one. Forex Sentiment Live. It's called fxssi.com. Okay. So again, updated quite recently, 7 minutes ago. So if you are trading, let's say Aussie yen, which I trade too, you can refer to this. And if you look at the sentiment right now, is it very extreme? Is it very extreme? Not so much. We want to see something more than 75%. So when this average goes all the way here, this red bar goes all the way here, more than 75%, then I'll take note. For now, not so much. Okay. Remember, if you have to take home something today, is to use sentiment only at market extremes. Also, this also means that you only use it during major market tops, major market bottoms. And normally sentiment would work in higher time frames because when you apply sentiment onto a super small time frame, minute, 1 minute, 5 minutes, it's not going to work out. Okay? So take note of the website. Okay, so that is the retail trader portion part. Now is the smart money aspect. So what is COT? Long form is called Commitment of Traders Report and is published by CFTC and it's a sentiment tool used by traders. Now, I wouldn't say everybody uses this because, like I said, a lot of retail traders, they just focus on technical analysis. Okay. So for COT, you gotta take note of these few key groups of traders: commercial traders, non-commercial traders. These two, they are categorized under reportable category, whereas non-reportable includes traders whose positions are too small to be taken into account. So this would include, of course, you already know it, retail traders. Okay, retail traders. So because for COT, my main objective is I want to look at what smart money is doing. So we are going to ignore retail traders because just now those indicators that I've shown you, you can just refer to those. Okay, so don't try to mix, mix things up to confuse yourself. Okay, so okay, I'm about to go on a demonstration soon, but you can see that COT report. Okay, this is only for euro alone. So if a beginner comes and look at the COT report, it's confusing, right? And some more for COT reports, you cannot just look at okay the absolute numbers. You cannot just look at the numbers and then be like, okay, so non-commercials, meaning the hedge funds, big banks, they are long more than they are short. So let me long. We don't do that. Okay. What we don't want is the absolute numbers. We don't just look at the numbers and then be like, okay, let me trade long and short. We don't do that. What we want is to look at the overall trend over the past few weeks. You see a difference? Because it can be, okay, let's say example only, example. Let's say last week, hedge funds, they have 300,000 long positions and now it's reduced to 252. Should you be concerned? Yes. So it wouldn't be a long position anymore. Agree with me? Because they reduced the amount of long positions. So that's why you see why looking at the trend is more important than the absolute number. A lot of traders also do this with economic numbers, those economic indicators on Forex Factory. They also trade like this. Oh, positive number, let me buy. No, we need to look at the trend. Note this down, look at the trend. It's more important than the absolute number itself. Okay? Let's say employment data last week was super good, but then this week is only little bit good. So it's a decrease in numbers, right? So that's why looking at the trend is so important. Okay, so like I said just now, you gotta integrate sentiment with technical analysis. So like I said just now, you don't just trade sentiments any day, right? We want to wait for extreme levels. Extreme levels, that's the keyword. Okay, so overly bullish retail traders may signal a market top approaching. Overly bullish, that's the keyword. Overly. So once you have the sentiment to give you your trade idea, then we confirm with technical analysis. This is where your price action comes into play, your support resistance, momentum indicators, all right? And then you execute a contrarian strategy. Let's say if you look at retail traders' data, and then their net long more than 85%, example. Okay, they're super long. Then you go to the charts and see are there any short opportunities? Are there any major resistance levels? Then you enter a short sell. Okay? Execute a contrarian strategy, meaning trade against the retail traders. Right? So this is I think I need to do a demonstration on this, but you can just look at this chart right now. Okay, this is the CFDs on crude oil. Now this can be applied to Forex, stocks, commodities. Okay, so that's why I'm showing you crude oil. Because if you remember back in 2014, what happened? Major tanking in oil prices. So you can see just like stock market, right? When it climbs up via a staircase. When it drops like somebody is skydiving. Agree with me? So it's the same with stock market, same behavior too, in terms of a crash behavior. So you can see over here, this is the COT report indicator. So just now when I showed you the COT report, okay, let me just go to the trading view. Okay. Just now for COT report, if you want to use that, it's okay, but it's more complicated. You can just type in COT report, CFTC, then you are going to get the report. But an easier way to do it for beginners is you can come to tradingview.com and then find this indicator. Now, by the way, few years ago used to be something else, but right now they have a newly reported indicator. Just click on that, and then you'll be able to get your COT report indicator. You can change the color accordingly, and I change it to red and green, and I remove the retail trader aspect. Okay, so this one is my non-commercials, meaning hedge funds who speculate. This one is the commercial traders, meaning companies who use futures and options to hedge against the currency to prevent their international businesses from losing money due to currency fluctuations and exchange rate risks. Okay, so you can remove the retail trader portion and you can use the color that I used to. So let me just write this down. This is non-commercials, meaning hedge funds, and this is commercials. Commercials meaning companies, okay? Multinational companies. They don't participate in a forex market to speculate to make money, but just to prevent them from losing more money through futures and options hedging. Okay? So we want to follow the hedge funds mainly. Follow the hedge funds mainly. So you can see over here, what happened is that market top in crude oil was followed by a top. You can see the top, top over here, top over here. Okay, but definitely this one is the one of the largest long positions for this specific period. So you can see that there's a major net long position right before the market tank. So it doesn't mean that every time you see a major net long position, then the market's going to tank. Doesn't mean that. But if it appears, then you need to take note and hopefully take profits if you are in a position. Okay? And also, you can use this, okay, major market tops in non-commercial to spot major market tops. But you can also use it to spot market bottoms. Okay? To spot market bottoms. So how do you do that? We don't look at the major tops anymore. We look at the crossovers. Okay? The crossovers. You can see crossover over here. Crossover over here. Crossover. Okay, this one is more messy. Okay. Crossover over here. So what happens when it crosses over? You can see one more over here too. Yeah. So do you realize what happens when it crosses over? Now again, doesn't mean that every time you see a crossover, then you should, okay, let me just buy, sell. Remember, sentiment is used to generate an idea so that you can put into your watch list. Okay? And then combine with technical analysis. I have a support zone over here. First point over here, which tested second time, third time. In fact, a minor second time over here. So this is how you combine technical with fundamental analysis as well as technical analysis. So what happens when it crosses over? You realize that when euro dollar, okay, this euro dollar, when euro dollar makes a bottom, this indicator would cross over. When it makes a bottom, this indicator would cross over. When it makes a bottom, this indicator would cross over. Now again, doesn't mean that every time crossing over, then you should buy sell, because you see over here, cross over, right? Then it went back down. So it's like a false signal over here. False. False. No indicator is perfect. Remember that. No indicator is perfect. Again over here, bottom before it went back up, crossover. Yeah. So remember, you can use this as a confirmation. If you add that with technical analysis, it will be better, because you see this one's a great one, great example. Crossover, but at the same time testing support zone. Oh, then this is great, amazing. Okay. Actually, for this point, it is testing a further away support zone. Okay, which I didn't show in this chart. Again, this one also. This one is a good example too. Crossover, although messier, but then also tested support zone. If you combine that with candlestick analysis, even better. Okay, but with that said, don't analyze until crazy. Okay, let me confirm. Let me draw one more trend line over here, then one more trend line over here, add one more RSI indicator. Okay, don't do that. You'll be confused by the time you're done. Okay, less is more sometimes, but not so little that you don't put indicators at all. Okay, so a bit of recap on what I've showed you just now. Okay, I hope it's clear enough. And I'm sure you know how to adjust this indicator, because you can go to settings. You can go to settings, and then you can just remove this retail trader. If you want to include it, it's okay. Okay, but just remove it so that it's more simple. Okay. Okay. So this is the overall framework. Right? So COT report shows extreme positioning. So you can see that just now. What does it mean by extreme positioning? This one, you see? Extreme long. Extreme long. Then you take note. We don't really look at it when it's on a normal day. When it's here, let's say when it's here, or let's say when it's here, not making any new highs. Okay? Over here, it's not making any new highs. Like the new high is over here. Right? Only when it's like, okay, very near to the new high, then we take note. Otherwise, you can just ignore. All right. Oops, wait, sorry. Okay. So let me go back. This is the framework. Okay. Extreme positioning. Extreme positioning. Okay. Then you add that with confirmation. So what you can do is that, so COT report is the smart money strategy, right? And then you can confirm that with our broker and retail sentiment data. The one I showed you just now, the broker website and the retail sentiment website. If all of these are aligned, some more, you add technical analysis into it, then at the confluence level with price action signal, this would increase the probability of your trade so much. Agree with me? Instead of just relying on COT or relying on this only, you gotta apply the whole framework. So even in investing, we call this top-down analysis. Okay? Even in stock investing. We call this top-down analysis. Then after that, you use technical analysis to execute a trade. Okay. By the way, a lot of retail traders, they only focus on entry and they totally ignore the stop loss or the TP. I can tell you based on my experience talking with hedge fund managers, interviewing professional traders, studying all the successful traders, retail traders, pro traders, they are all great risk managers. When you take care of the risk, the profit will take care of itself. Okay? So key takeaway, combining COT data, broker sentiment, technical confirmation would provide you entry signals that are high probability. Of course, make sure you practice your capital preservation and also have a reasonable take profit target. Okay. Now for this one, it's a whole lesson, Confluence, how to trade with Confluence. It'll be a whole tutorial, whole lesson. Because I only have 1 hour today, so I can't get into that in detail. But for now, just understand this, the big picture strategy. Okay, so make sure you avoid these mistakes when it comes to trading sentiment combined with technical analysis. Don't over rely on sentiment. Like I said just now, don't just use it to enter a trade. Okay, don't just use it to enter a trade. You gotta combine the whole framework. Use the whole framework. Always confirm with multiple data sources before executing trades. And like I said just now, don't ignore risk management. This is the most important skill you could give yourself this year, if not next year. Okay? A lot of times, I've seen so many traders with great strategies, but they still lose money because they could not manage risk. So never risk more than 1 to 2% of your capital. And again, if you have to master something this year or next year, okay, since now it's November, master trading psychology. You will thank yourself for doing this. I've seen traders, okay, even for me last time in my first year of trading strategy, great, but trading psychology, not so good. Risk management, also not so good. So I fixed my risk management, fixed my trading psychology, and guess what? My account went from red to green just by changing these two things. Then the strategy remained the same. Same for a lot of traders. I even interviewed my followers sometimes. They say, the moment I take care of risk management, I became profitable despite having a non-perfect trading strategy. Okay, but of course, trading strategy is still very important. Still very important. Make sure you have a proven trading strategy. Otherwise, no amount of trading psychology is going to help you. Okay, sentiment analysis reveals the collective mindset of price movements. Just a recap. Okay, the main takeaways today: integrate multiple frameworks, like I said just now. Practice disciplined trading. Risk management and emotional control would separate the 10% of winners from 90% who fail. And most importantly, start small. Train yourself how to trade live before you add more money. Okay, so I think I can go into Q&A right now, but before I go into that, this is my YouTube channel where you can come and learn how to trade with various videos like price action, candlesticks, sentiment analysis, fundamental analysis, risk management, in fact, everything you need to learn, get started. Okay, so if you have any questions after this webinar, you can email my team or you can follow me on Instagram. Make sure you check it's not a fake account because there are a lot of fake accounts who create a fake profile using my name, using my picture, and then pretend to be me. Okay, So that's quite scary, right? So make sure you follow the right account. TikTok also. Now TikTok, I think last time I have like 50 fake accounts. So be careful, don't follow the wrong one. Okay? Official careful. Sometimes they will add one extra symbol over here without you even noticing it. Sometimes they'll add one small symbol, small line after my username. So always double check. Okay, so that's all for now. If you have any questions, you can type in the chat and then I'll try to answer that for now.
Thank you, Karen, for kindly sharing. So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to drop in the chat box. And yeah, Karen gonna be feel free to answer any questions over here.
Okay, so for the chat, let me just scroll all the way up, okay? Can it be applied to spot gold? So if you are referring to the COT indicator, yes, you can apply it to gold, okay? Like I said, you can use it onto stocks, Forex, commodities. Karen, do you trade crypto? No, I don't. Okay, so the next question. Do you only use brokerage sentiment tool and TIA since there's no COT data? So on weeks when there's no COT data, what you can do is that you can just refer to the retail sentiment and then use that as a gauge. Okay. A little off topic. This question is from Eldrin. A little off topic. How much time do you dedicate to studying? Do you block each subject? So every day I try to hit minimum 4 hours, but on days when I'm very busy, then I'll try to put in at least 2 hours, 2 hours of studying. But on days when I'm free, then I'll dedicate more time, let's say 8 hours of studying. So it's very important to never stop learning, okay? No matter what you do. Even Warren Buffett nowadays, despite his wealth, expertise, still reads at least 6 hours a day. So recently, these few years, I saw a lot of retail traders, okay, sadly, they like to brag about the fact that they don't read books or they stop learning or they are a natural trader. I mean, it's okay, but if you look at the most successful people in this world, they are still reading every day, still studying every day. So if they are doing it, why aren't you doing it? Agree with me? Okay, so okay, Daniel, you're welcome. Mohammed, you're welcome. Hong Lim, you're welcome. Uh, if you have any questions, feel free to type it out, okay? Because I only have about 5 minutes left, 5 to 10 minutes left, okay? How about gold and silver? Is it same? Are you referring to the COT indicator or are you referring to the retail sentiment, broker sentiment? For the COT, you can use it on gold and silver too. Daniel asks, is it good to trade every day? Okay, this one is quite subjective because it depends. Because if you are a scalper and you know what you're doing, okay, and you're good at it, then do what you do. Scalp. If you're a day trader who trades a few times a day or once a day, and you know what you are doing, then by all means do what you do best. But if you're a long term trader let's say your personality is long term, more suitable for long term. Okay, then for some reason, because you are bored today, then you force open a trade, then that would be a problem. Let's say if your personality is a long term trader type of personality, and then because you are bored every single day when you're not trading, because for swing traders, position traders, we don't trade every day. Okay, let's say if you're a long term trader and then you're bored every day on some days when you're not trading, then you force open some trades, just for the sake of trading. Now that would be a problem. That would be a bad problem. That would be a bad situation to trade every day. Okay, so it depends on context. So you gotta know what type of trader are you? Scalper, day trader, swing trader, position trader, or even investor. Okay, Daniel, I hope that answers your question. Zach asks, wait, what happened to the chat? Let me scroll down. Zach asks, trading? What is your trading routine like daily? I suppose you are a swing trader. I'm more of a swing trader and position trader, and also I invest in stocks long term. Okay, invest in stocks long term. So as a swing trader, on some days I would not have a trade because personally for me, I also believe in taking good quality trades. The problem with a lot of retail traders is they think that the more trades they open, the more profitable they'll become. When you become more experienced, you understand that it's not about the amount of trades I make, it's about the quality of trades. I want to come to a point whereby when I open a trade, it is a good quality one. Okay, rather than opening many, many mediocre trades, like trying to be busy for no reason. Okay, if you study 80-20 rule, Pareto principle, or you read this book I'm reading recently called The One Thing, it'll help you so much. Okay, or go and buy this book. Okay, this book is the best. One Good Trade, best book ever. In fact, I read that book 2 times. So ignore the first 2 books I told you because it's not for traders, specifically for traders. Okay, next question. Yes, for the indicator, yes, you can use it to apply to commodities trading. How often do you trade? It depends. Sometimes once a week, sometimes once every 2 days, once every 3 days, because I'm a swing trader. If I'm a day trader, I would trade every day. Okay. How about on Friday? Okay, so the thing is, if a swing trader or position trader opens one trade and then harvest 400 pips, example only, okay, 400 pips in 1 month, compared to a day trader opening 50 trades and then harvesting only 200 pips per month. Which one is more efficient? The long term trader or the short term trader? You already know the answer. Okay? The moment they open a trade, it's like, I get this much. Whereas the busy trader open small trade, small trade, small trade, small trade. Is that efficient? You think about that? Because a lot of retail traders, they like to, focus on number of trades. Oh, how often should I open a trade? You know what I'm saying? Quality over quantity. Remember this. Okay, let me get back to the question. Daniel, how about on Friday? Sometimes the chart may be manipulated before market off. Okay, again, depends on your personality. So if you are a day trader, it's good to close your positions before Friday night. Because as a day trader, you wouldn't want weekend gapping, which happens. weekend gapping, because if something happens during the weekend and the gap cause the price to open below your stop loss, that would be a major issue, anxiety issue. Agree with me? So, as a day trader, close your trade before nighttime. For Singapore, you can close your trade before 6 p.m. to be safe. Then just relax for the rest of the weekend, right? Do you trade gold? Nowadays, not so much, but in my first 3 years, including for the trading competition, I also trade gold. Because my first mentor, he is a gold trader. So the first thing he taught me is gold. Even though back then I wanted to learn Forex from him, but he taught me gold. So that's a thing of the past. But nowadays, I still use that same strategy he taught me to look at gold. If there are trades, then I'll enter. Okay? But not as often as back then, because back then in my first year, the only thing I knew was gold before I learned Forex. So back then, in my first year, all I traded was gold, which is quite uh, boring in a way because you only have one choice. Thank you for Karen for your time and sharing. You're welcome, Zach. By the way, if you write something else other than English, I wouldn't be able to understand because I don't think there's an auto translator over here. If you write Chinese, maybe I would be able to read a bit, or Malay. But then if you write something else other than these three languages, I would have a problem understanding you. Okay, so try to help me a bit. Write English. Go to Google translate your question for me. Okay. Thanks for your info, Karen. Looking forward for next webinar, hopefully. I'll keep you updated. Who was your mentor? My mentor is he's not publicly teaching. So because I was in a club back in school, and then my club members' father, okay, basically my friend's father, okay, my friend's father is a professional investor and professional trader. So my friend basically said, "Hey, Karen, since I know that you're interested in investing, why not I introduce you to my dad? He'll teach you trading." Okay. So he was my first mentor. But too bad he's not teaching publicly as a guru. He's just a private person. So if people want to learn from him, he will not be accessible. Okay. But I try to pass whatever that I learned from him to my followers through my YouTube channel. Okay. So if you want to stay updated to my trading strategies, trading secrets, market analysis, you can follow my YouTube channel. Okay. So any more questions for me? If you have no more questions, I can hand it back to the host. By the way, thank you TMGM team for having me. Also to the people who are here. This webinar is able to happen because of the TMGM team who invited me, and also they are working very hard in the background to make this happen for you. So we also need to thank them. So, TMGM team, I'll hand it back to you, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Karen. Thanks again. So I just gonna share our webinar promotion one last time. So thanks so much, Karen, and thanks for very quick catch up. And just a reminder, if you're interested about our webinar special promotion, there's a link in our chat box, and feel free to click on it and then register. And also, our promotion start from 10th of 11 to 28th MT full time. And thanks so much for joining today. Hope you enjoyed this little snapshot, and stick around, chat with us if you got any questions. And just remember, trade the world with TM Jim. Thank you so much, and thank you, Karen. Alrighty, I think we're gonna just stop over here. Thank you.